welcome back to Crafters TV. I hope you're having a fabulous Friday. I don't know about you, but it's nearly the weekend where the real me comes alive. I've got that Friday feeling. Someone else has got that Friday feeling. It's Miss Chivers herself. How are you, Leanne?
Can somebody stop giving Joe E-numbers, please? I'm definitely going to take the E-numbers off him. I'm really looking forward to today. It's been a long time since I've been on a soft craft show. We've got fabulous products, fabulous demos. I'm really very excited about it. But more importantly, Joe, I am looking forward to the weekend.
Oh, yes, we are indeed. I'm looking forward to the weekend because I am here all day tomorrow, which I'm very much looking forward to. What else? I'm like, poor Jan, I know, bless her. I've been in one of those moods all week this week, so we'll see how tomorrow goes. If you're watching, Jan, best of luck. Right, let's crack on. Let's share with you the incredible mystery bag. You know Leanne's in the house because you end up with a Leanne Softcraft mystery bag. Leanne has hand-selected the products that have gone into here. She's been practically on a good old rummage around the warehouse. Now, let's have a look then what you've got in here. Let's start off with these. You've got these beautiful apple core dies. They are so versatile. These here are worth £25 or $30. So, incredible value. So as a platinum member, you're paying for these, you're getting the rest for free. I love that you're getting some of the sequined fabric, two-tone secret fabric in there.
I love it.
Just fabulous. How amazing. If you went for it in the earlier show, you're seeing what's in here. I must let you know, already 10% of the stock I'm hearing is gone. You're going to get the circle dies in here. Now, these are mixed media dies, so yes, use them for your fabric, but also think about all of those other mediums that you can use with them for. Some lovely embroidery scissors in here. Oh, this is super handy. Magnetic pin dish. I love that. And you get the pins as well. Brilliant. Leanne, you've really pulled it out of the bag. Heat erasable pens. So loads of consumables and things you're going to use all the time in here. Some stencils, which is fabulous. Fancy doing a bit of upcycling or creating some gorgeous stenciled fabrics. And some clips. You can never have too many clips. All of that should be $106.92 or $146.60. Not today. No. £30 or $40 if you want to get your hands. I'll worry about that in a minute, I think. Let's just pop that over there. Right, the other thing I want to share with, so much stuff, it'll be forever getting it back in. The block of the week, the Builder Block Designer Collection, Eastham or East Ham? East Ham?
East Ham.
I thought we were going to be posh and go with Eastham.
No,
Sounds like it's, you know, it's in like Oxfordshire or somewhere.
Joe, how do you spell it?
East Ham.
Yeah, there we go then.
Yeah, how do you spell Chiswick? Chiswick, we still call it Chiswick.
That's different, it's got a silent W in.
But that might have a silent H in it.
No.
Okay, thanks for that. Thanks for your support. Let's see what you are getting in. If anyone's watching this show for the first time, they'll be like, these two hate each other. We don't. We're the best of friends. It's almost the same, isn't it, Charlotte? So, what you've got in here is a beautiful... This is your block of the week. Every single week, we bring you a quilting block, patchwork block. This one, it's the Eastham. I'm going with Eastham. The Eastham quilt.
It's not Eastham. It's not... No. It's definitely not Eastham.
The Eastham quilt, you can make the Eastham runner. You can also do an Eastham cushion as well. You get 5 dies in there. It should be £35 or $40, £25, $28, bearing a few pennies and cents. Don't forget you can get in touch with us in all the normal way. Oh, well, actually, Brenda Rivera is a new viewer. She's saying hi for the first time. Brenda,
hi,
it's
Brenda.
not normally like this. We normally have much more professional guests here doing this show. She's going to get me after this. Kathy Lear says, hi Joe, hi everyone. Brenda is in New Jersey. Hello, Brenda.
No, it's not New Jersey.
What is it?
Come on, New Jersey.
New Jersey. Shaddai says, good morning, Prince Joe and the lovely Leanne. Great to see you on soft side. Mariah's already grabbed that mystery bag. Savvy shopping there, Mariah. And Emma, can anyone tell me, is it best, this is a great question, Leanne. Is it best to buy the So Boho fat quarters or the individual fabric pieces? So I know we've got it in the half metre bundle or the fat quarter bundle. What would you say to that?
So it really depends on the type of crafting you want to do. So if you're a small project maker, if you're about little makeup bags, little cosmetic bags, piecing in little pieces, maybe making a cushion cover or edging an apron or edging a tea towel, something like that, then I'd say the fat quarters will be good. But if you're into more of your larger projects or you want to get better value for money, being able to cut the fabric at the sizes you want, then the bigger pieces, I would say. So it very much depends on the type of soft craft you do. If you're a quilter, you want big pieces because you need to cut that and get good value for money out of your yardage. But if you're like me and you're more of a small piece fabric crafter, then I think a nice pile of fat quarters, because you get a variety of designs for a really good price, is probably the way to go.
Yeah, and also bear in mind you can cut the half-metre pieces down into fat quarter-sized pieces. So if you're unsure, maybe go for the half metres. Shadai says, Prince Joe, do not test the teacher.
Where has Prince Joe come
Shadai
from?
has Prince Joe has always called me Prince Joe.
Wow.
Anyway, Mum of 4 boys says, I can't resist a mystery bag. No, neither can everyone at home. Very, very busy on this at the moment. So, are we going to look at the Eastham first? I am going to mystery bag first.
Can I just say...
I don't know what's going on. This show has already, the wheels have come off already.
Mystery bag is what I'm doing next.
Mystery bag first.
Mystery bag.
Let's do that then.
Before we get there, just so you know, in a moment when we're looking at a video or doing something else, or when you're doing your waffly bit over there, I'm going to phone my friend Jo Avery and ask her how to pronounce the East Ham block. And then we will know, Jo.
Oh, hang on.
I'm going to do that live in this show.
Hang on. Let me just pick that name up off the floor.
Yep,
sorry,
just letting you know.
one there.
Just thought, you know, we'll sort this out. We'll sort the men from the boys. So I have got...
Where is this show going to go? We're only 6
idea.
minutes in.
I mean, honestly, this is because I was up at 4:30 this morning, ready for the show this morning, so I am running on E-numbers. I'm using the circle dies that come in my mystery bag, and it's in there, so
Fabulous.
that is fantastic. And I'm using one of them. So I've got one of my circle dies out. I've got 2 pieces of my So Boho fabric already cut here, and I cut these from a fat quarter. I am being far too generous with the fabric, so I would definitely be trimming that. In fact, I really feel like I can't waste those pieces. So I'm just going to trim them off on this end, because I want to use these on a little project later on.
I know
that would be very wasteful.
The fabric plates here, Leanne.
Yeah.
What makes these, what's so incredible about this? Because I know people have raved about these. They're so highly reviewed amongst our customers, aren't they?
So these change if you're a die-hard fabric crafter with dies. So if you're using our Gemini machine, you're using builder block, you're using these circular dies, using applique dies, anything at all, your bag making dies. Because of the pressure in the machine and the depth of the die, our Gemini plates in the past would have, over a period of time, bowed and bent because of the pressure in there.
Is it fair to say that happens at a faster rate if you're using multimedia dies more so than thin metal dies?
Absolutely, okay. It does, because it's a deeper die, it bites deeper, it goes through much more layers of fabric. We're putting more challenging fabrics through the machine, so you might get some movement on your plates sooner than you would if you're paper crafting. So we set about finding a solution to prevent that and also give you an enhanced cutting experience. And these metal plates for fabric crafting are phenomenal, because there are lots of you out there who say you've just never replaced your plastic plates yet, you haven't needed to. It prevents any warping and bowing, and they do last for a long, long time. And actually you get a superior cut. So in the past, where we've said you do 6 or 8 layers of fabric with your fabric plates, I have regularly achieved 10 and more, depending on the fabric that I'm cutting. I'm going to caveat that. If it's a thick canvas or a thick denim, no, it wouldn't be as much. But for your regular quilting cotton, I'm getting 8 to 10 layers when I use our fabric plates, which if you're needing to cut a lot of pieces quickly to be able to put a quilt top together, then that's fantastic, because all of your pieces are cut in half an hour and you're ready to start piecing for your quilt.
Brilliant. Details along the bottom of your screen for the Gemini. We also have the junior ones available. We have the 12 by 12 for the Pro and the 12 by 18 for the Pro as well. You'll find all of that over on the website.
Okay, so I've got my fabric cut, I've got one of my mixed medium on my fabric dies on top of there, my 2 metal fabric plates, so I've got clear, A, B, clear. That all gets sandwiched together and then gets offered through the Gemini machine. Now, you could be using your junior plates if you wanted to on the lengthways with this, and those metal plates, those fabric plates, if you've got a Pro, Gemini Pro, you can put those in the middle of your bigger 12 by 12 plates and still cut on that area. So fantastic. Lots of different ways of using them. So as I move my die, and then I can pick this up, you see I've got absolutely beautiful circular cuts.
Love the way it showcased that floral as well.
Yes, and you can do that with these dies because they're see-through. You can fussy cut, so you
Amazing.
can pick out parts of the design that you want to make a feature. Now you can see here no fraying, no little bits. I didn't have to cut any threads and pull that away. I've just got a beautifully clean, crisp cut. And actually a curved line like this, much harder to cut than a square line. So that shows the precision of the die and how fabulous those fabric plates are. Now I've got here already cut, I've got myself a little zip, and here I've got my bits pin. Now, should I show you what I'm making, Joe?
Yes, please. There's some funny comments coming in. Shadaya says, oh, that's gorgeous.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Do you know what this is for? It's for your earbuds.
Headphones.
Headphones, yes. So you can keep your little headphones in, or you got a little bit surprised there how lovely it was, didn't you? I have one of these to put my change in if I'm going out for an evening and I just want my credit card and some change.
If someone comes over to stay and you're giving them just a single spare key and they've got a handbag, just pop the single spare key in there so then they can find it in the bottom of their bag rather than rummaging around for ages.
Fantastic idea.
Or even you could, if you put a little loop on it, could clip onto the outside of your bag.
Absolutely, because it's a bag charm. And I'll tell you what else I use mine for, and I did this for my sister. I bought a little handbag mirror.
Yeah.
A circular handbag mirror, and I have my handbag mirror and lipstick in there.
Perfect. Has that got have you upcycled the ribbon from the from the bundle, the packaging as well? That's incredible. Love that. Rosalind says Joe is going to be in Leann Chivers' office after this show. Shadaya says Rosalind not in the office, right there in front of her. She will fix his wagon. Don't worry about that. Mariah says Rosalind, she gave him a serious look. Even I felt like I was in trouble. Love that. Can fabric plates be used for paper? Asked Rhonda.
Yes.
Okay.
They can.
Why would you need to use them for fabric?
Well, you wouldn't need to use them for paper, but let's say you purchased a set of plates and you were moving between fabric crafting and paper crafting. You wouldn't need to then put them away and go and get them out. It isn't going to hurt it if you use those, but you don't have to have them. There's no need for it, but it wouldn't hurt anything.
Okay, good to know.
So I've taken my circles, and what I've done is my front pattern design, those circles have been halved.
Okay.
And actually I'm just going to bring my little ironing board in, Joe, because I like nice crisp edges, especially when I'm going to do a zip. So I'm just going to give that a little press. So I've got a nice crisp edge on there. So I've just by eye halved them, you know, Sue Smith by eye.
By eye.
And that's ready now to put on my zip.
Did you teach yourself to sew, Leann?
I did. Yeah, I'm not a professional.
Right.
Definitely not a professional. But I do enjoy it, but I'm just self-taught from having a nice time, YouTube, that kind of thing.
For years, I don't think there's been a better time in our lifetime to teach yourself something. The amount of time now, the amount of access we have to free tutorials and lessons on stuff, you know, whether that's you watching tutorials on YouTube, whether that's you watching our shows back whenever you like, which of course you're more than welcome to over on our website. It's actually a lot easier now to teach yourself something that's ever been before, I think.
I would agree. Now, when I'm doing a zip like this and sewing on my half circle, I like to go slow, Joe.
Okay.
Bernie has the machine on full metal jacket throttle,
right?
And this would have whizzed out the other end by now. I am not at that level of confidence.
Okey-doke.
So whatever your level of confidence and speed is, you do. You do you, hun, exactly. And so you're just going to stitch one of these on either side, and then we'll do the other one. Now, when I come to do this, I swap my zipper foot over to the other side. And that's the good thing about zipper feet. You can move it round. Where is it? Here it is. Lovely. Use a pin if you want to stop it moving from your magnetic dish. This magnetic dish is fantastic. So I'll just go across the middle there and I'll move it as I go.
Do you sew over your pins or do you remove your pins? I know it's a Marmite topic, isn't it?
It's controversial,
isn't it? Some people do, some people don't.
I don't.
You don't? There
no,
you go.
Because I have hit a pin before. I've had the thing bend in half and embed itself in my machine, and then I had a very expensive maintenance bill.
So you take them out?
I take them out.
Yes.
Because I had a very expensive maintenance bill. I'd watched some YouTubes where people, you don't need to take your pins out, just go over the top. And I was like, oh, champion, that's great. So I didn't. And then I had a very expensive repair bill. So I would say no to the stitching over pins.
Straw poll in the comments. Pins in, pins out. Let me know.
Yeah.
Crafter TV on Facebook, Crafter Companion on YouTube. Be interesting to see.
Right, so I've got my little circle stitched onto my zip now. I'm going to move my zipper down so it's in the middle there, and then you want your zipper open so that you can turn it inside out. So not right to the end, because if you go like that, it's going to whiz off the other end, and then you're going to spend 45 minutes trying to thread your zipper back on.
Can you get it back on?
You can, but it's a pain. Yes.
Right, okay.
And then I'm going to take my circle of my linings, and it's always right sides to right sides. So right side there, and right side there. There we go.
See, this is the bit that would confuse me, is what side's the right side, and when you're turning it through, where does it go to? This is the bit that in my head I always sort of have to really concentrate
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll go through that, Joe. You'll be able to see. So you just pin this in like this, and then you go all around the circumference. So, and you leave a little hole for turning. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go all around the circumference, leave a little hole for turning. You don't need to watch me do that because we've got loads to do. So I've got one here already, and if I turn this in the other way for you, you can see, and then if I turn this out that way, you'll see exactly where I am now, and I can show you how we've got this together. There we go. So this is the bit I'm showing you now, where we go around and sew the perimeter, but then what you do is you leave this little gap here for turning, okay?
And you turn the whole thing back through?
And you turn the whole thing back through. So we go through this way and this way, and because we left the zip open, it doesn't get in the way, and then what that does is give you that lovely little circular pouch. Now I like to use a little, like a paper craft bone folder, or if you've got a bamboo tool, something where you can go around and just smooth out those round edges there. So I do that, and then with this little bit here that's open, all you do is fold those back in like this and press it. Now you can either do a little hand stitch, a little catch hand stitch to catch those in and hand stitch it shut, or you can do a top stitch all the way around if you want to. And then what you've got when that's closed,
so if you were going to top stitch, you have to top stitch the lot, or you would only top stitch that little bit?
I would shall I show you?
Yeah.
Okay, let's show you. I'm just going to change my foot. Oh, thrown a foot away.
Pins out, says Web Goddess. Rhonda, pins out. Pammy, pins out. Mary Rhino, pins out. Rosalind, pins out as well. And Shadiah, everyone pins out at this point. Sounds like everyone's got the shorts on with the pins out.
I think definitely pins out. You just don't know when you're going to... Oh, that was a joke, wasn't it?
It was a joke, yeah. I mean, I think it was funny, then you gave it credit, to be honest, but we'll move on, it's fine.
Sorry, Joe. That just went totally... I was busy thinking about something else. Funny.
Oh, Sandy, pins in for Sandy.
Oh, controversial. Pins in.
Pins in. Although I have had some needles break in half. There you are.
Yeah, it does happen. Right, so did you see I just pressed that down? Because it helps just apply a little bit of heat, and then you get your nice little rounded shape.
Right.
Do you want to see it here? Up there. Right. You get your nice little rounded shape.
Brilliant.
And that means that they won't move when you start stitching. And then what I do is I start at the beginning of my open end and get that closed up first. So on this side. So I'll just start at this side of the zip, needle down. And then again, I'm from the school of slow stitching at this point. So I'm keeping my edges folded in. And then I'm just going to top stitch. Now I've just got a cream thread in here, which isn't going to look the prettiest. So that is for not having to change my thread lots of times in the show. But if I was at home doing this, I would absolutely change my thread to one that matches.
Fantastic. Lots of you chatting away in the comments. Anything you want to know, any questions that you've got, get them into me. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion over on YouTube. Remember as well, there is another fantastic show coming up a little bit later today, 7 p.m. in the UK, 2 p.m. East Coast. There was a launch day with Craig and George on those new ornament dies, so make sure you're sticking around for that a little later as well.
So that's top stitched on that side. And then just take off your long pieces of thread. We'll snip them off in a sec. Top stitch on this side. How are we doing for time, Joe?
We're about 20 minutes in, so we're doing all right.
Oh, we're doing all right then.
Brenda, pins out. Michelle, pins out. Pins out. See, the pins out, I've got it at the moment.
Pins out. So pins out's winning.
Pins out is winning hands down at the moment. Pins out, says Sandra, as a child, top of a pin. I was dragged into my machine. The more I panicked, the more I pressed the foot control, the more it pulled me in. Absolutely, absolute terror. Pins out, there we go.
It does happen. It cost me £120 to fix my machine.
It was dragging Sandra into the machine. Actually, Sandra was actually being dragged into the machine. Like something out of Little Shop of Horrors by the sound of it. Little Stitch Shop of Horrors is what we were looking at there.
Well, do you know that once happened to me, but that's because I was sewing in my dressing gown.
No.
Yes. And so you know the ribbon ties inside of your dressing gown?
Yeah.
Well, so what I'd done is I'd needed a bit of ribbon that colour. And so I just was looking at it and thought, oh, that's a nice...
So you just thought you'd stitch a bit of ribbon in from the end of your dressing gown?
Well, no, I snipped a piece out of my dressing gown.
Right.
I just thought, you know what, I'll have that snip, because it's lovely. But then when I was doing the project and got it, I got the other piece.
So you stitched yourself into your project?
So then I was stitching and I thought, that feels a bit tight, what's happening? Oh, and then my dressing gown started to go. And I stitched myself into the project.
Oh no!
So that was exciting. So the moral is, don't stitch in your dressing gown.
No, don't.
But I mean, I'm sure many of us do. So there we go. I've gone round and top stitched that all in, and we've got that lovely little pouch now. And doing it that way, I just want to show you, Joan, here, no raw edges inside.
That's lovely.
So using those 4 circles and turning it out that way means, I mean, you see a lot of these demonstrations on YouTube, but a lot of the time you've got that raw edge and you have to do pink and shears, or you have to overlock or overstitch. It frays over time, you get holes in it, it's not very robust. So having that lovely finished inside, I think just makes it feel like a premium little gift.
Yeah,
and actually what I didn't do is show you when to put the ribbon in. That's now. So
right.
Before you stitch, you would get your piece of ribbon and that would get folded over, tucked inside here, and then stitched in when you go around.
Fantastic.
And that would do your bit of ribbon for you. And there we go. That's how to use the circles in the mystery bag.
I love that. Really great.
Would you like this as a gift?
Yes, please.
Okay, you can have it.
And I will use that as the spare key holder for my apartment. There you go. Pop that in. Unless it wins demo of the show. Have you got other demos that are better than this one?
I'll make you another one before I go home.
All right, brilliant.
Okay.
There's a deal. So the circles then are in there, which is fantastic. So if you were to go for the circles on their own, those alone, you'd be looking at £25 for the circles, or $40 just for those circles. And then you've also got as well the apple core. Now the apple core is also worth £25, which is quite unbelievable. So you've got £50 worth of products just in those two there. You're paying £30 or $40. If you're a platinum member, you're not even paying for one of those, which is incredible. You're also going to get in there that brilliant magnetic pin dish with the pins as well. This fabric, which I think is amazing. I couldn't believe how easily this sews, this fabric.
Very well.
Because you look at it thinking it's sequin, that's going to be really difficult to sew.
Yeah. What I would say is, when you're sewing that and you're doing your stitching piece, I wouldn't top stitch it, because your sequins can stick up at 45 degrees from the bottom. Right. So as long as you're encasing it with something, so if it's a cushion cover or a bag, you're lining it, so your sequins are face down and you're sewing on the back of the fabric and then turning it the right way, then you're fine.
Right, okay.
But don't then, when you've got it the right way, do as I've just done here and try to top stitch, because your needle's trying to go directly into that sequin. Okay. And then your sequins are all going to stick up.
So you'd stitch it from behind, essentially.
Stitch it from behind.
Excellent. Okay. Then you're also going to get some stencils in here too. So if you want to do a bit of upcycling, you've got those, which is brilliant. Our legendary quilting clips, you'll get some of those in there. You're also going to get some heat erasable pens and some cute little embroidery scissors as well. £106.92 or £146.60 is what all of that should be costing you. You're paying a fraction of that today, which is absolutely brilliant. So snap that one up is what I would say. And you snap it up, I've just heard a fifth of the stock has gone. And there's a lot of people in the ordering process. So all of you, that when we talk about a fifth being gone, that is names on bags in the warehouse, ready to go, orders completed and checked out. Lots and lots and lots of you. I've popped that into your basket. Leanne, is that ribbon from a craft collection? It's actually the packaging from the fabric I'm about to show you in a moment. So definitely upcycle that, don't throw it away. Emma says, I'm new to sewing, so I want to get the best value for the fabric. Absolutely. And we bring you great quality fabric, but at really affordable prices. We're going to look firstly at the fabric of the week. Now these are beautiful. Let me, I wish you could hear Johnny, my producer. What's this next one, Johnny? Saw Boho. That's what this one is. Saw Boho.
And what's wrong with that?
Nothing, I just think it is hilarious.
Oh.
So 1/2 metre pieces, loving this, got a bit of a vintage vibe to it, isn't it, which I like. It's got a little bit of a Cath Kidston kind of all a Keeley feel to it.
I think it's more 1960s. I think it's got a 1960s kind of hippie boho vibe. I haven't seen all of Keeley do a fabric like that, darling.
Have you not?
No.
Oh, you need to get in the store then, honestly.
Ola Keeley is all about nice, clean designs. I don't think she's
I'm thinking of someone else. I'm
You
not
are
thinking of Ola
thinking
Keeley.
no, yes,
but
you
it's
are.
good to know you got my back. Thank you for
That's
that.
okay.
So you're going to get
thinking Laura Ashley.
Laura Ashley. That's what I'm thinking
Yeah.
of. Yes. Anyway, so you get the saw boho. That one just. So fun. I'm not going to let us work together again. You've ruined this. You've also got this particular one here. Now, bear in mind, this is the Aqua. If you are ordering multiples of these, we still cut our fabrics from, I believe it's 8 metre pieces. So therefore, you will be able to order multiples. If you order 4 of that, we'll send you a 2 metre piece, which is lovely. So you're doing larger projects, you're absolutely going to be able to do that. This one here, that is the Fab Florals.
Beautiful, isn't it? Do you not think it's got a 1960s real hippie vibe to it?
It says to me, Canarian holiday with your family in the 70s, in a kind of lovely fab vintage way.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
All right? Is
Yeah.
that one all right? Brilliant. Glad we sorted that one
It's
out.
still 1960s though.
Okay, 60s Canarian holiday. This one's the ferns that you've got just here. This is the cerise. And this one, that is your marigold right there. Like the inside of a chocolate orange wrapper, Johnny says. Notice that Leanne didn't disagree with you, Johnny.
No, because Johnny speaks the truth.
Right, we've also got these. Now, these are planes that have been put together to beautifully correspond with the So Boho range. So what you can do, obviously you're going to need planes in a lot of your projects.
Ooh.
Using these, add these into your basket, going to stretch them out.
Yeah, I love that.
That's a really lovely cerise pink, isn't it? I think the same colour as my socks today. Nearly.
Oh, it is.
Look.
Nearly, not far
There we
off at
go.
all.
I nearly went over then. So you get the cerise in there. You're also going to get this one just here. That's the Ocean Wave and the black. So they are in there. Definitely pop those in with your So Boho. Let's move on to fat quarters, which are these ones just here. So 45 centimetres by 55 centimetres. That is 18 inches by 22. And you are getting one of each of those fabrics we just shared with you. So same designs you're seeing. They come pre-bundled for you. And this is the ribbon that Leanne used for that last project.
Now, can I just say, the quality of this fabric is exceptional.
Lovely, isn't it?
So it is the same quality as premium 100% quilting cotton, and it's got that very dense weave and that beautiful soft touch and feel to it. So if you are a quilter, you will have the exact right fabric here, but then it's a premium quality for us smaller crafters and smaller project makers. It's absolutely fabulous, and to get a fat quarter bundle for £12.79 is out of this world. And I think if you asked
1023 is a platinum member.
If you asked any lover of fabric, I mean, I regularly buy fat quarter bundles, and the last same sized fat quarter bundle I bought was £22.
Oh.
And that was just on a regular website at regular pricing. So it's fabulous value for money, and the quality is exceptional.
Yeah, really is awesome. You got other options to go for this. Strip rolls, which are these ones here. Some people call these jelly rolls, I believe, as well. I heard them referred to as. The great thing about strip rolls is there are a lot of strip roll projects out there for you. And if you're not brilliant with the cutting of your fabric and the measuring, we've got something to sort out for you actually in the show. A little later you'll see. But this is a great one to go for. Is this, now let me think, is the word Bargello quilt? Can you make one of those with these? You can.
Yes, you can.
Brilliant.
Yes, you
can.
can.
So if you want to make a Bargello quilt, I don't know where this information is stored, but it just pops out sometimes. In here, this is the ½ metre bundle. So it's basically, essentially, it's everything I showed you there, pre-bundled together, $28.79 or $28.76. It's actually cheaper in the US, less expensive in the US than it is in the UK, which you don't see very often, but that's what it is, so make sure you snap it up. This is the most popular of all of the options we have shared with you, so a lot of you multi-ordering on that one right there, so don't miss that. Right. Crafty Angie sent us in some pictures. We'll try and find those. You, Joe, are pushing the boundaries. It is hilarious. You and Leanne work so well together. This is what happens. This is over familiarity of spending. This is 8 hours we've worked together in total for in the last few days.
Yeah.
And this is where we're at. When you throw that into the mix with not much sleep, this is what you end up with.
You get hysteria, don't you?
You do, you really do. Any tips, says Rexy Boo, who's in Malta. I mean, we are truly international. Says, I know, I said we'll have to, she's going to give us all the tips, Charlotte, which is brilliant. Says, how do you sew your fabric so close to the zip?
Oh, use a zipper foot.
Okay.
Okay, so your machine will come with, all machines come with a standard zipper foot. So if I just take this regular foot off here, you'll be able to see. So this is your regular machine foot, and this is your zipper foot. So if I get my zip here, what that does is let you get this piece really close. Now, can you see this little nick there? Mm-hmm. Can you see that little nick out? If I put it on the back of my hand, there you can see it. Your needle goes in that little nick. Oh. So if you imagine that you can run the side of this foot down, the side of your foot down the zip there, your needle's going to go into that very small, I'm going to use my pen to point, into that very small space there, which allows you to get that very close stitch seam.
Just about having the right job, the right kit for the job.
The right tools for the job, and go slow. There are no medals for fast sewing. I always say this, especially if you're a new sewist. I mean, there are lots of people who've been sewing for years, because just bzzz, and it's out and it's done. I mean, that I am not there. Right. And if you are brand new, just put your speed at the lowest, take your time and enjoy the experience, and you'll make less mistakes and you'll get straight lines and close to the zips and things like that. So right tool for the job, and slowly.
There you are. I hope that helps for you. There was another question here as well. Pro plates in the US, not currently in stock on the website, Leanne, for the US, the UK only at the moment. Are we bringing them to the US? Do you know? Is there a plan to?
I wouldn't see why not. There is no reason why we wouldn't. So we'll just follow that up.
It's just a shipping issue from the UK warehouse. So what I would say is try HSN. If it's not available through HSN, maybe on one of our US specific shows we will bring them in the future. I can only imagine, hope, ask, pray. Sandra said, we already read that one. Mariah says, I'm going to try one of those gigantic bags from last week's Soft Side this weekend, so fingers crossed.
Ooh.
Make sure you send us pictures, Mariah, when you do. Rosalind says, I can finally sit down and watch. Was prepping the dog's food, now it's in the pressure cooker. What's it, having like a 3-course cordon bleu meal? I'd like to know, please,
wow.
Rosalind. Diaz said, I would love to see a softer side show on English paper piecing, please.
Oh, I love a little piece of English paper piecing.
I don't think I've ever seen English paper piecing done.
Have you not?
No.
Well, we've done a whole range of products with them before. We did a whole range of English paper piecing dies a few years ago. It is very therapeutic, Joe, but you need very good eyesight or a magnifying glass.
Okay.
My husband bought me a gorgeous tool for Christmas, which is a massive magnifying glass that you hang around your neck.
Right.
So it's on a string, and it's got 2 legs that basically wedge themselves at the top of your chest, and then it sticks out. It's a massive magnifying glass. So for English paper piecing and cross stitch and things like that, it's extremely helpful.
Oh, that's quite handy. Maybe we need to get those. We need to get them in.
Yeah, maybe we do have threaders ones, because you can get them with a light in as well, you know.
With the lights in,
yes.
Amazing. Yeah, excellent. Watch this space. Let us know if you would be interested in some of those. Right, we're going to move on. We are going to look at the Eastham builder block, which is coming up next, which is fantastic. 5 dies in here. Really brilliant. Yes, you can make a large quilt project, but actually think about making yourself a nice Eastham pillow cushion, or maybe an Eastham runner would look gorgeous as well. You've got all the options. You've got full tutorials and an instruction booklet included as well. This one designed by Joe Avery, which is fantastic. What would you like to share with us on this one, Leanne?
So we're going to have a look at how fantastic the dies cut the fabric. Now, when you've bought dies in the past, which were fabric specific dies or multimedia dies, they always say that you can cut 6 layers. And they're the big ones with the steel rule edge that are mounted in foam. They've got a plastic tray on them, 6 layers of fabric. With our builder block dies and our multimedia dies, and now with these fabric plates, 8 layers is easily achievable.
Fabulous.
So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8 layers of fabric here. I've got one of my mixed media dies. I've got my 2 fabric plates, and I'm just going to run it through the Gemini machine, Joe.
Fabulous. Lots of you still chatting away. Mum 4 Boys would like to have a sewing academy, like the new colouring academy that was launched on HSN.
Oh, that's a very good
a great idea, isn't it?
I do like that idea a lot. It's what you would include in it. Leave that one with me and let me ruminate over a couple of months and see what I can come up with.
Rosalind's dogs sound like they eat better than I do, to be honest. She says, Joe, my dogs get homemade meals, turkey, beans, green vegetables, eggs, carrots, sweet potatoes, and a multivitamin supplement.
Wow.
That's
They would be
incredible.
healthy dogs.
They will be healthy dogs.
Very good. So I've just removed my die there. So I'm picking the die up and then taking away the pieces. Now look how easy that is. I've got no threads, no little hanger bits. I had nothing to snip away. Everything just came out in one piece. You can see that very clean aperture there.
See what you mean about that improved cut?
It's hugely improved, isn't it? And actually, I could have had another 2 to 4 layers of fabric and then it would have gone through 10 to 12 very easily. So I'm just going to count those out for you so you can see how many I've done, because I think it's nice for you to be able to see that. And this shows you, I think, 1, 2, how quickly you could get enough pieces cut for a cushion front or for a table runner, maybe some patchwork pieces for a little bag or something like that. But you can see all of those pieces cut out quickly and easily, all 8 of them, and they're all absolutely precise. And that is one of the things about the builder block dies, Joe. If you're using your ruler and your rotary trimmer to cut out your pieces for patchworking, there's always that margin of error in terms of how good you are with a rotary trimmer and a ruler. And I'm not particularly good with a rotary trimmer and a ruler. I'll go off, I'll go in, my ruler will move, and then it's all a bit like a donkey's back leg. And then when I try to put it together, it's in an angle rather than a straight line. I get very frustrated. I roll it up in a ball, throw it in the corner of the craft room, and then I never speak to it again. If you've got the dies, what you've got is precision every time, because the actual piecing is not difficult if your shapes are the right size and all the same size. And that's what having these builder block and die sets do for you. They give you the precision pieces to make the joy of piecing very, very easy for you.
Amazing. Absolutely love that. Any questions you've got about this product, get them into me. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion over on YouTube. Remember, you're going to be able to watch this show back at any point. So if you went for this now, when it arrives, watch this show back and you'll have Leanne guiding you through it, which I think is super handy when you've bought something. It's lovely to know that the inspiration not only is available online, Leanne, but it's going to live there forever.
Yes.
Because you might do it once and then you might put it away for a month or so, come back to it in a couple of months, completely forgotten it. And if that show's disappeared, then that's no use to anyone, is it? So it will stay there forever, which is awesome.
Yes, we have a huge library of fantastic tutorials that you can go back to time and again. So I cut out all of my little pieces that I need from my East Ham block, and then what I do is I just lay them around in the shape that they need to be. So I'm going to create a rectangle. So to create a rectangle, I need a diamond in the center and I need 4 of these little corner kind of half diamonds here. So I'm just going to swap that around because I would like it to be in that manner, I think. Yes, I'll have it like that. Will I have it like that? No, I won't. I'll have it like this. I've changed my mind again, Joe. Hang on.
I'm not sure if you heard that or not. I'm not sure.
What did you do?
It came up very quickly, very urgently. I did a big sneeze.
Did you do a big sneeze?
I'm trying to find out the history of the Eastham quilting block online so we can decide whether it is from East Ham in East London or if it's from Eastham, which sounds like a very posh village in the Cotswolds somewhere.
Now, did you see what I was doing there, Joe? Honestly, so jigsaws were never my strong point.
Right.
Now, this is why you need to do this, because I decided to change my mind and then I got myself all discombobulated and then I was like, where on earth do those bits go? And doing it before you've committed it to stitching is the best way. And then once you've done that, stick to it. Don't move them around.
Don't change your mind.
Don't change your mind. Be very methodical with it. So then what we're going to do is turn right side to right side, and we know that's where it needs to stitch. So this first one is here. So turn it right side to right side, and then what you'll see is because your lines are precise, look, you've got that perfect join in the corner there. It follows that line down parallel here and here, so you know your block piece is going to be perfectly aligned once you've got it together.
Am I right in thinking that's going to create less bulk as well when we sew it together?
Yes, because you've got that perfect 1/4 inch seam, and actually, just so everybody knows, a 1/4 inch seam allowance is included on every one of these pieces.
Perfect. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to incorporate it.
No, it's all included for you. So just go to your 1/4 inch. I need my glasses.
Carol Hodge says, I've been buying the builder block sets as they've come on offer. I just had to dash back and place another order for the boho strip rolls. The quality of the fabric is great and the builder block dies are amazing. Very busy across all those fabrics. Give you a reminder there shortly. Carolyn says, I'm new at sewing and would like a thread bundle that matches the fabric or the fabric quarters that you air.
Well, do you know, was that Carol?
It is Carolyn, sorry.
Carolyn, we used to do that, and so there may still be some left on our website.
Go check it out.
Yeah, go check it out. Now, we stopped doing it because you weren't buying them in your masses. You were buying the fabric but not the threads. So it would be interesting to know if you would like those again, because we could certainly think about bringing them back.
Excellent.
I'm bringing my iron in. So now what you do is you press your seam. This is really important before you sew your next piece. And I'm a flat seam presser rather than an open seam presser. You do you, hun, whichever you prefer, yeah. But I like to do flat and all in the same direction. I think that takes the bulk out. Some people do like to do open. Just depends what you want.
What would an open be then?
Yeah, I can show you. So an open seam is where you open both sides.
Fold them both back on themselves.
And fold them both back, and then you've got that.
Okey-doke.
But I prefer this. I think you get more precision. I seem to get more precision when I'm piecing.
Guess it's just all about doing what works for you, isn't it?
Exactly. So then I would go back to my pieces that I've got laid out, and I would take this piece and then do that to that side again. Make sure I've got it all lined up. So I've got this line following parallel here. I've got my stitch seam allowance there. I've got this line following there, and I would actually at home pin this, but for speed I'm not going to. I'm just going to by-eye it. Get that in the right place. Don't worry that it overlaps here, because you're going to press that back and then just stitch it. And you're going to do the same all the way around. And I'm not, again for speed, but do back tack your stitches, because you don't want your pieced quilt top coming apart. So you would do that, back tack a couple, and then continue. And that keeps all of your seams nicely secure.
Joe, please ask Leanne how this builder block is different from the others. I've ordered so many, but I've never used one yet, so I'm wondering if I need this one. The price is awesome. Well, I'm guessing they all create different decorative blocks, do they, Leanne? They
do all create different decorative blocks, and it really is just what you want to start with. So if you've not started before and you want to be on the beginning of your journey, then a smaller set like this might be nice for you to try and see whether it's for you. If you've already got a number of our larger blocks, then I can't remember if this type of diamond is in that block.
Okay.
So you might have some of the dies but not all of them, where for something like this, all of the patterns, and I'll show you that on the packaging in a second, all of the patterns have been worked out for you, all of the different connotations. You've got only the dies you need at a reasonable price, and so you can achieve all of those. So you just open it up and you know you're going to get something gorgeous.
I
think it makes it more simple.
Gives you your sort of shopping list on the back there of what you need as well to create the quilt, the cushion and the runner, which is clever. So it gives you all the sizings of the fabrics and all the little extras that you're going to need. So very, very clever that as well. You've got that on the back of the packaging, which is wonderful.
So you can see I'm doing the same again. I'm just lining up my straight edges to my straight edges. Is that right? Yes, it is. See, I like to check a couple of times, because I've had my fingers burned in the past, Joe, where I've sewed the wrong bit to the wrong bit. Because I've tried to rush.
Here's a great idea, Leanne.
Yeah?
Teresa would like a beginner's sewing craft along. I think that's a great shout, don't you? Maybe if we brought a new fabric collection out and we could say, do you know what, if you go for this fabric, we're going to do a craft along in a few weeks' time.
I think that's a really nice, I think it's a lovely idea.
Make sure you write that one down, Johnny. He's put it in his notes, he says. There you are. See what we can do, Teresa.
And then we'll press this out. Like that. I tell you what, and the other thing that pressing does, Joe, if everybody doesn't know, is set your stitches.
Sets the stitches?
Yeah, it sets the stitches into the fabric and just makes everything very, very secure. Once you've pressed, good luck trying to unpick it.
Okay.
It's a nightmare.
So make sure it's correct before you press it.
Make sure it's correct before you press it. If you're going to unpick before you've pressed, because it's not so easy. So that little block is ready now. I've got another little one here to do. That one's ready. Here it is, it's half done. So let's stitch that. Where's my little half done block? There's that block. Oh, there it is. Oh gosh, I can't see the wood for the trees. Right, so now I'm just going to stick this one together. So this one's going that side to that side. Can you see there?
Oh yeah.
And that one to that one. Oh no, that's not right. Hang on. See, do you see what I mean about me getting confused with this? Now, let me see. That must be right. Yes, it is, because that's my seam allowance. So that one to that one is going to get stitched, and then the little one on.
Okie doke.
Okay.
Any questions you've got, don't forget, get them into us. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion over on YouTube. Remember, there's another great show coming your way later today as well. You've got that launch day with Craig and George coming up at 7 p.m, 2 p.m. So make sure you hang around for that. We did give you a sneaky preview in the Craft Chat Create show a little earlier, and also you may have seen it on the wake up call. Make sure you tune in later for a 2-hour presentation. Loads of you, got hundreds of you gone for them already, so make sure you come back and get all the tips and hints with Craig.
Cool. So that's the little square done. So I'll just press those flat now, that way and that way. The other thing I do is sometimes you can press a crease in. So I tend to hold the corner and pull that out so that I get a nice tight where the stitches are, that I haven't got like a little folded over crease there. So it's all out nice and square. This one's already done. So now these are going to go at either side of this block here. So we'll go, doesn't really matter which way, that one to that one. Stitch that in place. So you see how it comes together very easily actually, Joe, because you follow the pattern, you take the pieces that have been cut for you with the builder block, assemble it as the instructions tell you, and if you take one small block piece at a time, as I've done here, so I've done the 2 squares and I've done the centrepiece, and then the 2 squares get stitched to either side of the centrepiece, it all starts to come together really quickly and easily and beautifully. So put that there, and that one will get stitched on here.
Adana says, is there a block set that would help make a t-shirt quilt? That's a project on my to-do list. Joe, I've got so many t-shirts that I bought from like things like festivals and concerts and stuff, and they're just a bit tatty now, and I never wear them, and they're in a big bag at home. T-shirt quilts are a great project, isn't it? T-shirt quilts are, and I mean, not only t-shirt quilts, but memory quilts. Yeah. So, you know, well, it's kind of the both, yeah, the same thing. Yeah. They're fantastic, and I would say our builder block set of dies is perfect for that. So like the standard OG builder block? Yeah, the standard builder block would be perfect for it. So you see what we've got here is a pre-prepared middle piece, and that is, I'm just going to show you, that's the same piece there as in the middle here, look. You can see, only this time it's being turned in a different direction. And then these squares here in the centre are the same as these little squares I've got here. Perfect. For the 2 bits, but we've gone round in 4 corners. So actually it's the exact same 2 blocks that you've seen me make, the diamond block and the little diagonal square block, just arranged in a different way. And then when we put them on either side in a different way, it builds up a whole beautiful block. That looks very different. Could be the centre of a cushion cover, whatever you want. And if you don't like the way it looks like that, you can turn that round. I was going to say, have you got some creative license here? Can you sort of play around with this and create your own styles once you've created the smaller blocks? Absolutely you can, and I'm liking that. So then look, this one, look, and then we've got that whole piece going round. Look, it's really lovely, isn't it? Really lovely. That could be a beautiful Eastern cushion there. So do you want me to stitch this together, or have you seen enough of that? How much time have I got on this? We're moving on. Right, so what you would do is you would stitch this row to this row and this row to this row, and you'd have a block where you can make many of those blocks to make a quilt. But I've got some samples to show you. I think you should stitch it together, because therefore it could win card of the show, and therefore I wouldn't have to give up my little bag charm. Well, that's a fair point. But Joe, I never win card of the show. No, but you will today, because you're the only person in the show. Oh, there we are. Beautiful. Yeah, a cushion. So once you've lined it all together, you can just put some little pom-poms on the end if you want. And you've got your cushion. Do an envelope back or do a zipped back if you want. It's up to you. You can make a table runner with this set,
or a little dressing table piece, or actually this is a wall hanger.
That's
you were saying
cute.
you wanted a wall hanger, Joe.
I do want a wall hanger, yes, for
yeah,
my
and look,
apartment.
it's got the little pom-pom thing on the bottom. That might be quite nice for you. You can make it into like a dressing table top.
That's cute.
Or a table runner. See, with the little pieces on there. And this is all made from those one small set of dies. Or you could really go to town and make a full quilt top.
Lovely.
With that lovely boho fabric, and then just back it with some of those planes that are in the show that you can see there. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah, really, really
and
awesome.
very easy to do.
Mum 4 Boys says, I bought multiple meters, fat quarters and jelly rolls of that fabric. It is stunning. It really, really is. There's a lot of very busy baskets out there, so I'm going to give you an opportunity to check those baskets out, and we're going to have more inspiration on the other side of this.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Take all the hard work out of patchwork with the Gemini Build-A-Block Patchwork System. This innovative collection of multimedia dies allows you to create patchwork blocks with ease and total accuracy. This set includes 18 dies to cut a range of shapes and sizes for patchwork or quilting projects. They can cut multiple layers of fabric at once. They include an accurate 1/4 inch seam allowance, plus all of your pieces are cut exactly the same size every time. Follow your own creative inspiration or look through the 20 patterns laid out in the guide. Not enough? There's an additional 60 patterns online. And right now, we have amazing offers on the Gemini Build-A-Block Patchwork System. Quick Buy, get yours now. Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
We do create every day. Sometimes we even make beautiful things as well. We've created a bit of mayhem today, is what me and Leanne have created. Hurricane Leanne has been in the studio all day today. Let me go back through these fabrics for you. Again, let me just share with you the boho, as Johnny keeps calling it in my boho.
I would say boho.
Boho. There we are. So you can see 1/2 metre pieces, which is great. If I had a metre piece, I could do that thing where I throw it up in the air and then disappear. But I can't fit behind a 1/2 metre piece. Anyway, so...
Would you like me to throw 2 pieces together for you?
No, it's all
Okay.
right. Don't worry, thanks. So there they are. The other great thing as well of our fabric is cut. These half-metre pieces will be cut by hand, which is brilliant, in our warehouse. So it means you order multiples. You get 4 of these, you get a 2-metre piece. So if you want to do sort of larger projects, I know you want to make curtains, or I'm thinking little girl's dress would be beautiful made out of something like this. Fantastic to order and be able to get those larger bits, which is wonderful. So you will also, so that's the So Boho. You've then got the Aqua Boho, which is that one there. That is your Fab Florals. You've then got the Aqua Fern, I believe. You've got the Cerise, and you've got the Marigold, both Ditsy Dots there. So do go for those. So you can go for them like that. I'll just do this. Shall I do this one first, Johnny? Or what you can do is go for everything I've just shown you, just it comes beautifully packaged like this and ready to go. That is exactly the same. Everyone pretty much is going for this. A lot of you are multiple ordering on this. Some of you ordering 3s and 4s. So if you want that, absolutely snap that up. Let's do the fat quarters next, then this one here. Let's go down in size. So if you want the fat quarters, that's them there. Same designs again for you within that one, or same designs in the jelly roll or the fabric strip roll. 18 2.5 metre pieces, 18 2.5 inch pieces. What's the length on those? So 6 centimetres by 110 centimetres, which is brilliant. And there's lots of fabric strip roll projects out there. So type it into Google. I'm sure you'll find hundreds of free projects and patterns for you to follow. It's a really good, I would say maybe a good beginners, some really good beginners projects to do with those. We are going to move on to the plains, which are these ones just here. Really lovely. You've got the Cerise, again 1/2 metre pieces, the Ocean Wave, or the black there as well. So they are, you're not options for, you're going to get all of them for that price, which is amazing considering you've got great quality cottons there. Now, I love these. I do absolutely adore them. I think they are fantastic. I've got so much sort of ends of yarns at home. Definitely don't have a project for them, but really beautiful pure wool yarn. I just think what I'm going to do with it. This would be absolutely perfect.
It would be
wouldn't it, for
perfect.
that? It is to enable you to make your own pom-poms, and you're getting everything in here you need, Leanne.
Every single thing you need, and not
And
only
a good price, by the way, $5.59.
Yes, but it's not just pom-poms, Joe. It's tassels.
Tassels?
Yes.
Where would you want to put a tassel?
On the end of your pom-pom.
Oh, amazing.
Look here.
What's better than a pom-pom? A pom-pom with a tassel on the end, obviously.
A tassel on the end. Tassels are great on the end of zip pulls, on makeup bags, and things like that. A big tassel for a curtain tie back. You can do that too. So lots of reasons to have your tassels. Now in here we've got our yarn. Now this has been used before, this kit, you can tell it's been raided. We've got our little pom-pom maker. So you've got all of your different colours. You've got your instructions and a needle. You've got all of these beautiful colours. You've also got your little lobster claw clasps, so you can make them to be little handbag charms, or on the end of a zip pull, or on a piece of clothing, whatever it is you want to do. So you've got those in there too. Now, Joe, what colour pom-pom would you like me to make?
Do they have to be single colours?
No, you can have a multiple colour pom-pom.
Oh, can we have a purple? Oh,
What do you want?
purple and yellow one?
Yeah,
All right, excellent.
that's what you'd like. Terrible
Yes,
colour.
please.
Terrible choice of colour, but
I don't know why you give me the option and then you drag me for it afterwards. Every time I suggest a colourway, normally Leanne will go, what 2 pens shall I use here? I go, that one and that one. She goes, no, we use these other ones.
We'll use these ones instead. Actually, I don't mind the purple and yellow, Joe.
Oh, okay.
I think it's very nice. And do you know what? This would be lovely with the So Boho.
Yes, absolutely.
Matches lovely. Right, so we're going to start with the yellow and purple. And
So
I'm
if
just
you
going
were
to pull
doing
some
a
off.
single colour, would you have a single strand of yarn, or would you pull the yarn off and double it up?
So if I'm doing a very big pom-pom,
Yeah.
I'll do 3 or 4 strands.
Okay.
For a tiny little pom-pom like this, 2 strands is the maximum.
Okay.
One or 2 strands, because you want to get plenty of, to get it really wrapped around, and you don't want to have a little loose pom-pom with hardly any wool strands in there.
I love poms. You get so creative with them. A friend of mine actually started an Etsy business at the start of the first lockdown and was making incredible pom-pom cushions, wall hangings, mobiles. They were really quite unbelievable. You know, the lengths you can go to, and you can get very, very creative with them, can't you?
You can. So I'm going round and round. So you hold your 2 pieces together. Let me just talk you through this first. So you get 2 pieces that open up, and those 2 pieces you do this with. And then to hold that still, what you can do, so if we move that round there, put them round the right way, When you come to close it, you'll do this and it'll keep it still. That's what those little white locks are for.
And you use the two together at all times, do you?
Two together at all times, because that's how you get your wool, your yarn in the centre to tie the pom-pom together, and how you get the little hanging hook as well. So I'm just going to start that off, and I keep a long strand and start wrapping that round. Can you see how I've held that in my finger there? Because if you try to be frugal and not have that little bit of waste, you're forever trying to wrap your wool around and catch the piece, and it'll scoot off the other end and you won't know what you're doing. So it's much easier just to do that tiny little bit of waste at the beginning. And then this is all you do, Joe.
And do we completely fill that, that semicircle?
Fill this semicircle in the middle.
Okay.
So we just keep wrapping it round. And this means obviously that, and you keep those, when I'm wrapping it, I'm keeping it tight to the previous wrap. Can you see that?
So you want it nice and dense.
Nice and dense. I'm not having it gappy at all. And then go all the way around there. And then just keep going round and round and round. Now you could, if you want to do a strippy pom-pom. A strippy pom-pom. You could have done a round of yellow, then a round of purple, then a round of yellow, and that will give a different pattern. This is going to be just variegated and the colours are going to be all over, but you can start, if you wanted to do a little robin redbreast as a Christmas tree decoration, you can put only brown in one area, only red in the other area, and when you make your pom-pom you've got a little robin redbreast. So you can start to be really clever with the placement of the yarn when you're making your pom-poms. I think that might be enough. Okay, so I'm going to snip that.
Well, this might be completely off track here. I've got this vision of just having a massive pom-pom that was a cushion. Can you imagine if you were able to make a massive pom-pom that was like this big, and then it could just be this big fluffy cushion that you put your head in.
Lovely.
Made from some beautiful, some really beautiful yarn.
But you do like a pom-pom, don't you?
I am.
You do.
It says when you look up Joe Remblance, also see pom-poms when you look in the dictionary.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know you do love a pom-pom. Did you see what I did when I trimmed it off? I pulled those two edges together and I pulled them in between where my two pieces are joined together. Because if I don't, this is going to go brrr and unravel, and I'm going to be brrr, and I'm going to be very frustrated with it.
We don't want that to happen.
So I'm now doing the same on the opposite side. And I'll just do my little waist piece again, so I'll hold that in my little finger and then start wrapping it round. Once you've started...
I actually think I could probably do this, you know.
Oh, I know you could.
Yeah.
This is very... I mean, please don't take this the wrong way. This is not me being facetious.
If you've had to caveat with that, then I'm guessing I'm probably going to take it the wrong way.
Because I think literally a 5-year-old could do it.
Okay.
And I mean that in the nicest possible way. So if you want to, fill in some time with the kids, have them making lots of lovely little charms, this will be a great little kit for that, especially at that price. So I'm doing exactly as I did before. And actually now that I've done that, I can trim those off if they're getting in the way. And just keep doing the same thing. Look how that purple yarn, it's the same as my scissors practically.
It is, isn't
That's
it?
making me very happy.
Very on brand. Lots of you multi-ordering on these at the moment. I knew you would. Under £5 or $6 if you're a platinum member. What a great little gift to just have as a little emergency gift. Maybe get these and put them away. I think they're a lovely gift. You don't need, I'm guessing, what, a pair of scissors, anything else you need to create these other than what's in the box, Leanne?
Nope, just what's in the box and
Brilliant.
some scissors. That's all you need. Now, Joe, what I want to know now is...
Great idea from Mariah. Pop one of these on your luggage so you can spot it easily.
Oh, that is a very good idea, actually.
Because I've got that IT black case from Primark. I've got 2 of those, Leanne. Everyone else has got them. When I go on holiday, there's about 28 of them on the carousel normally.
You do need something that helps
I have
it
to check
stand
what's
out.
in the top pocket to make sure it's mine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you do. Right, so you see I've wrapped around on both sides now. So we've got 2 halves of the pom-pom. And I just push that in there because it stops it unravelling. And now what we do is we close this together. And when we close it together, this little cream piece here locks over.
Excellent.
To keep it still on both sides. So they lock into place and that stops it coming apart. Now, if these long pieces that are left over are going to confuse you, just take your scissors and trim them off and get them out the way so that you can see what you're doing next. Now, this is I'm just before I finish off that pom-pom, Joe, because I'm going to gift this to you.
Oh, are you? Fantastic.
I am.
I'll put it on my case when I go on holiday.
And would you like a tassel hanging out the end of your pom-pom?
Oh, I love a tassel on the end of my pom-pom.
So I am going to show you how to make a tassel so that you can have that hanging out your pom-pom. Now, Joe, would you like... You've got another decision to make, Joe.
Okay.
Would you like a 3-inch tassel or a 2-inch tassel?
I think a 2-inch tassel, I wouldn't want it to get snagged on anything.
No, okay, we're going for the
Yeah.
small tassel. So you're going to take your tassel tool, which comes in the box. You've got a tassel tool
You've got
in
a
here.
tassel tool and a pom-pom maker.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
And then we're just going to wrap the yarn around. So get a hold of your 2 pieces. We'll make a multicoloured tassel.
Okie doke.
I love a tassel.
I
would
can pop
have
this on
tassels
my
on everything.
bag when I go on holiday to Malta. I was meant to be going on my own, but I've found out that Charlotte's booked the same flight as me and is staying in the same hotel because she's obsessed with me. She's following me to Malta is what's happening.
Yeah, right. I don't believe you for a second.
Imagine
Good
us two in
grief.
Malta on holiday.
I mean, I
Can you
can't,
imagine?
I don't
lock
even
up
want
your
to think
everything
about
is
it.
what I'd
Lock
say.
everybody up. Lock the dogs up.
Lock up your everything.
Lock everybody down. Lock the cats, the dogs. Close the gelato shop, the gelatine. What I can't say the word. Joe, help me out.
Gelateria.
Thank you. Do it, all of that, because
Yeah,
it's going to be.
a riot.
It is. It's
Make
going to
sure
be
you
like.
keep an eye on my social medias and I'll post lots of snaps and stuff.
It's going to be
by the
like
way.
in-betweeners.
Yeah, we're going a week on Sunday. Lovely, can't wait. Have you been, Leanne?
I haven't, but I'd like to go.
Oh,
yeah,
come.
my gran went years ago,
Just
and she said
invite
it was
yourself like
gorgeous.
Charlotte did.
Yeah, well, if there's space, I'll come.
Absolutely, do it.
Now, depending on how full you want your tassel to be, will be how many times you go around the butt. I'm going to stop there in the spirit of not doing a boring demonstration. So maybe it won't be as full as you would like it, but you know. So then we trim off the end, and then you've got this fab needle in with your instructions. And
Okay.
You've got
this
full
isn't
instructions.
created as I had expected it to be created, I must say. This
Really?
is creating a tassel is completely different to how I'd imagined
Is
it done.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And so therefore, you've got the instructions and you've got your needle. So now what I'm going to do is take a piece of my purple yarn and I'm going to thread
I
it through
see
my
now.
needle. Do you see?
Could you create a 2-inch and 3-inch tassel at the same time?
You could.
So you could have a 3-inch bit in the centre with a 2-inch
Yeah.
bit hanging around the outside. Love that idea.
Yeah, you could, why not? So I'm going now down here and up back through here. And that gets my yarn in the space, because if you try to push your yarn through that hole, you'll be there forever.
Right, okay.
So now I've got my yarn there, I'll just snip this off and I tie it with a goodly knot.
A goodly?
Yeah,
What's a goodly knot?
it's a very good knot.
Oh, I'm not very good at knots.
Are you not?
No, I can't tie.
You're not very good at knots.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm terrible
Okay.
at them.
I mean, I don't know what I can do about that for you, but can you tie your shoelaces?
Yeah.
Well, then you've got no excuse, have you? Do you mean you can't do fancy knots, or
Can't
you
do
just can't?
fancy. I can do a shoelace.
Yeah,
that's
I
it.
can't do a fancy knot. Now, did you see what I did? I've gone round to the back.
Nice.
To do that again. So I've pulled that nice and tight there because
It's a
I want
very
it to be
similar way
really tight at the top.
It's quite similar to how you create the pom-pom then, really.
Very similar. If you can do a pom-pom, you can do a tassel.
Excellent.
And then I've done a double knot there. So that is now all done. And I can trim these nice and short. Now what I'm going to do, Joe, because I want to have my pom-pom with a tassel on the end, I'm going to get a nice long piece and just tie round here once. You could thread your needle and do it, but for speed I'm just going to do this. There we go. And tie it in place. Okay, like
Excellent.
that. And all will become clear in a second. I promise you, faithful. There we go. Now I can take my tassel off. So to take your tassel off, you get a good sharp pair of scissors and put it underneath all of the layers and trim. And under all of the layers and trim.
How simple is that?
And then that pulls through the centre piece. There we go. Oh, I haven't trimmed those pieces. Make sure you get all of your pieces trimmed. And then what you do is fold it over and tie around the top. I mean, you can just leave it fluffy like that if you want to.
So it's
then
like
you
a pom.
tie
It's
around.
just like a bigger pom-pom on a string, really.
Yes, like that. So can you
Yeah.
see what's happened here? But it's got more of a fluffy...
Fluffy
it's like,
bottom.
Yeah, fluffy bottom. So you tie round the top there and tie that flat. So that's your pom-pom, your tassel. I'll come back to tying that in a second. To finish your pom-pom off, what you need to do is, I need a little pair of scissors, Joe.
Oh, you've got the embroidery ones in your mystery bag.
Yes, can I have them?
Well, not really, but okay. As soon as it's your mystery bag.
Thank you. Because you need a little pair of snips to do this, with it being a little pom-pom. So what you do then is you follow along from this little line here where it's joined, get your snips in, and then cut your pom-pom wool. So you're snipping along. You see how all those little fibres are coming apart now. Follow it along. Your scissor point goes in there, and that gets it nice and neat for you. Follow it all the way, snippy, snip, snip. And that's the first part of the pom-pom ready. And then you do exactly the same on the other side. So you go in that little join, snip, and snip all the fibres. You don't have to cut them all in one go. Just take your time and snip all the way along. Make sure you've caught everything. Snip, snip, snip. There we go. I think there's one final one there that I haven't caught. Snip. And then you take a piece of yarn, and that goes in the centre of the pom-pom there, in between those two pieces that go together. So your piece of yarn in between there, and then because that's not joined, because they were two separate pieces, you can go all the way around the centre and then tie your pom-pom together in the middle with just a couple of double knots. And I do this a couple of times and do it nice and tight. So I've done it there. I'll then flip my pom-pom over and do the same on this side so that I know it's nice and secure. Now, to do a pom-pom with a tassel on the end, this piece that I've just done here, now that I've got my pom-pom finished and I've got my tassel over there, this tassel's it's a bit too fat, Joe, to do a nice little tassel. So I would probably pull a few of these fibres out and have it a little bit smaller. But when you've tied the top, this long bit that I put around, you would do your pom-pom tying with, and that would have the tassel on the end of the pom-pom. Yes, right. So that's how you would do that. Once that's done, you can take these off because it's ready now. These long pieces you go to trim in a second. So you open up this little white lock, and you open up this little white lock. You peel these open. They come away from the pom-pom. So you just open them up, and then you've got the little pom-pom there.
How fabulous.
And then any of these little bits that are left from when you were stitching it together, you just snip off and round up.
I don't like it. I love it.
Do you love it?
Yeah, I think it's brilliant.
Now, to get that threaded onto something, this is where your needle comes back in. So you take your needle and a piece of yarn, and then what you can do is stitch through the middle of your pom-pom, up one way, down this way. I would go up again, through that loop that I've created, which is going to make me a knot, pull that in place, and then I've got the
hanger.
The hanger, yeah. And then
Imagine
I just snip that off to match.
doing a pom-pom covered Christmas tree.
Oh, it'd be gorgeous,
it would be classy, wouldn't it?
There we go. So you've got your hanger, and there's your little pom-pom. And then what you do is just take one of the pieces that you've got here and you tie it on, and you just tie it on with a knot, and so you've got that ready to click onto whatever you want. Now when you make several of them, you just thread, you know how I've just done with threading my needle. I just started at one end and threaded them all together. You can do a plaited cord if you want to with your needle, and then we've got the little tassel on the end, and you've got your little attachment there. So that's how easy it is with that, and I think it makes really lovely little embellishments, and could not be more simple to make your pom-poms and your tassels when you don't make them as fat as I have.
Amazing.
I'm going to correct this tassel, Joe, while you're talking.
You correct your tassels. Yeah. Remember what you're getting then included in there. You are getting the tassel making kit itself, and it will also make tassels for you too. You've got 4 different balls of yarn in there. You've got your little, you've got everything you need other than a pair of scissors, really. What a brilliant, brilliant gift that could be. So definitely grab those. Lots of you multi-ordering on that. Lots of you talking about that. Also multi-ordering on, lots of you going for, the mystery bag. A third of the stock in the mystery bag is gone. Remember, we're going to get in here. Going to get those scissors that Leanne has stolen from me. Yes, please. I'll come and get them.
There we go. I've put them back in the packaging for you, dear.
Thank you very much.
There you go. You're
Cheers.
welcome.
Thank you. Brilliant. there we are. You'll also get these brilliant scissors. They're going to come in there for you. Now these 2 dies here, 2 die sets, these were £50 for just those 2 alone. You're not even paying that for the entirety of the bag. You're not even paying for one of those as a Platinum member. You will also get the stencils included. You've got that brilliant magnetic pin dish with the pins as well. Heat erasable pens. And you've got some quilting clips in there also. So brilliant deal for you. Make sure you grab a hold of that because a third of the stock has gone. I want to remind you about some of the So Boho fabric that we've got on the show as well, because it's the 1/2 meter pieces that you are loving. It's one of each of the designs. So you've got the different designs in there, 6 different designs for you. And you've got 1/2 meter piece of each, comes pre-packaged for you, which is excellent. All pre-cut and done. 2303, 2301 if you are a Platinum member. The other one that you're loving is this strip roll. Very busy on this at the moment. Remember what you're getting here, 18 2.5 inch pieces on that one, which is fantastic. And you're again getting a selection and assortment of all the different patterns there within that strip roll. Any questions you've got, get them into. I think everyone was mesmerised by that last demonstration, Leanne. There was 0 chatter in the comments whilst that was going on. If you want to get a hold of the strip roll, details are there on your screen, 1439 or 1436. If you've got any questions about anything Softcraft related, get them into me. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you are across on YouTube. What will you be guiding us through next, Leanne?
We're going to make a really easy cushion front with our jelly roll, and with jelly rolls this is one of the things that I love to do the most. I really do, and it means you can throw precision out of the window.
Okay.
You don't need to worry about being precise, you don't need to worry about being straight, you don't need to worry about being a clever sewist at all, and you'll be able to make with a jelly roll a beautiful cushion front very quickly and easily. So I've got the jelly roll here. You see, so I've opened it up and we've got all of the pieces that we've got. So you can choose the colours as you go through, or you can just take one piece from the top and be completely random. So I'll pop them to the side. I've then got a piece of lovely wadding backed with a piece of that really nice raspberry ditzy fabric that we've got as well. I love that. I'm just going to iron it. I do like to have, I'm terrible. I cannot sew bits of fabric if they've got creases in, Joe.
Really?
Yeah, I have to press everything.
Does it affect your sewing if you haven't pressed things properly?
I think it does, because basically where the crease is, you've got excess fabric. You could get some puckering, or the piece of fabric could be bigger than you think it is. You definitely don't want puckering, do you? No,
absolutely.
So I like things to be nice and flat. So that's just me being a little bit pedantic. And then what I'm going to do is choose my favourite pattern from this jelly roll. So let's just go with the actual turquoise So Boho, should we?
Let's.
And I'm going to lay this across the centre of my square, and this is an 18-inch square that I've got here. So I'm laying it across the centre and I'm lining it up at either point, but again, does not by any stretch of the imagination need to be perfect. I am just giving that a little iron because, as we've just discussed, I don't like creases. And then I'm just holding this still. So I'm going to pop a little pin in there from my magnetic dish, and I'm going to pop a little pin in here just to stop it moving. I'm not going to be sewing over those, so they can stay there, and they're just in the centre. There we go. And then I'm going to choose the next colour that's going to go alongside this. So I'm just going to take the next strip, Joe, and just see how it goes.
Fantastic.
So I'm using this nice yellow marigold ditzy. And then what I'll do is I'll line that up over the top of that previous piece.
Right.
Give it a little iron if you need to. And then I'm going to sew, Joe. So I'm going now. I'm going to the.
Are you going to? No, you're not. Are you going to stitch just the 2 pieces of fabric? You're going to stitch through the wadding as well?
Through the wadding as well.
Ah,
so it's quilting as you go. Do you like it?
Yeah, quilt as you
honestly,
go.
This is, well, it's not
so
even
attaching
really...
it to the block as well as connecting them together.
Yeah.
So it can't come loose. There's no incremental change, which means that when you get to the end, it's going to be off or wonky.
No.
This is, I mean, paint me green and call me a pickle. This is amazing.
Honestly, Joe, it's fantastic. So, and then you don't have to worry about a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Just sew it where you want. Do thin strips and thick strips. Use your little scrap pieces up.
I mean, you could even, if you wanted to,
pieces.
give yourself a bigger seam allowance on some of the strips and have smaller panels.
Of course. Yeah.
How fabulous.
Cut them in half and do little strips and big
Amazing.
strips. Do irregular strips. Do them, you know, nice and even and neat. Make them all different sizes.
Love
and it ends up looking gorgeous. It really does. And it's great for using up all of your little offcuts as well, Joe.
I love that.
Again, there's no race, so it's not speed. Although I am going to go faster because I want to get as much of this done as possible. So you see, I'm not really worried about guiding this through or keeping it perfectly straight. I'm just using my foot as a guide here. I'm not worrying about the fact that it might not be a perfect 1/4 of an inch. It really matters not a jot. All I've got to do is go right to the end. And when I'm at the end, a back stitch just to catch it, take it out, catch your threads off there, and then we're back to the ironing pad.
Amazing.
And then what we do is just fold this back.
That's clever.
Like this. We can take
So
our
clever.
pins out now because that's nice and still. And now that I've got an anchored stitch line, I don't need to worry about pins again. It's only the first one. Pull that back, take your iron, nice crisp press there, and then choose your next colour.
And I guess if you do start to go a bit wonky, you
Doesn't
just
matter.
correct it by repositioning the next piece of fabric.
Yeah, but honestly, I go wonky on purpose sometimes
Right.
because it's really nice to have kind of off-centre pieces and bits that are a bit not right and thin pieces and fat pieces. It just looks lovely and it looks very eclectic and it makes a design feature of it, but it's fast and quick to do. And actually, this is my favourite technique for placemats. For quick placemats for the table at home, because you can make some really lovely ones, and then you just go on to bind the edge because the whole placemat's done in one go. Bind it and it's done in no time. So pop that in place, take it back to the machine. You could pin if you want to. I'm going to use the same stitch allowance this time as I used the last time, just for speed, and whiz down. So you see, this is a very quick project, but it looks very impressive at the end.
Really brilliant. A great way of using your offcuts. Maybe you're going to buy the strip rolls and do this with it. And I think fair to say there's lots of strip roll projects out there, isn't there, Leann?
Yes.
Do you think it's a good starting point for a new sewer strip roll?
Oh, that's where I started, and there are so many different. I mean, you can do a quilt by joining all of your long strips and then just joining the long strips to make a quilt, and you end up with this kind of log cabin block which just looks so impressive, and you can get a quilt top from a roll. So like a, well, not a bed quilt, a lap quilt. So then I fold that back again. There we go. And then that gets pressed out. And I'm ready for my next strip.
Amazing.
Now, can I just point out here, I'm going to show you, can you see all these little pieces at the end? You can trim these off, stitch them together, and then do a block, and you've got little pieced blocks in there. Does that make sense? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you've got all of your pieces, should I do, probably not time, but you would cut your ends off, join all of them, still put that row on there,
So you
join
just
them on the
sew
short
the
end,
two ends together,
join them on the
press
short
it,
end.
and then add it in the middle and
correct,
just fold it in the same.
and then you've got all of the little square blocks.
Love that idea.
Makes it so easy. So I'm just going to pick another one up. Let's have the green palms. And then that gets lined up over there to the machine.
And great if you've got smaller bits and longer bits as well, so you only need the smaller bits for the edges. Brilliant. I think this is a really wonderful first project. I think if you've been at home, maybe you haven't sewed for a while, maybe you're thinking about starting sewing, could you hand sew this, Leann, or would it be a bit of an effort?
Oh, it would be an effort.
Okay.
I would only do this with a machine.
Mariah says, I do like this techniques for placemats. Very clever.
It's brilliant. All of my placemats at home are made like this. I've got a table runner made like this. I've got little hot pads made like this, because this is 100% cotton fabric. So if you're using 100% cotton fabric, and if you use 100% cotton thread,
Right.
not a polyester thread, and you use 100% cotton batting, which I am here, so this is 100%
Yeah.
cotton batting in here, you can make hot pads for the kitchen
Okay.
to put your pans on.
But you can also get that insulative
You can.
robbing as well, can't you? You could put that in the middle of there as well, just for a bit of extra security maybe, if you've got, particularly inexpensive worktops, let's say.
Yeah. Now, I'm not going to waste another long strip for this small corner. So what I'm going to do is just turn this round. Look, here's all my strips you can see there. I'm just going to, with my scissors, cut that along. And again, there's no precision because this is going to be a cushion cover. So I just go up there on the opposite side, trim all them off. There we go. Trim all them off. And then what I can do here is join a couple of these pieces. I'm going to do that, Joe, because I'd like to show you the little pieced block bit on the end to show you what that looks like. Yeah. So I'm just going to join that. And again, you don't need to worry about a seam allowance because you can trim this to any seam allowance you like. The thing I love about this is there's no precision in it. You're just going to do what you want to do, Joe, basically, and it's going to work. So I'm going to press that open. I'm actually going to trim it because I did a large seam allowance there, so just trim that off. I would press this seam open at this point.
You would press it open, not one way.
Yes.
Why an open seam this
because
time?
Because an open seam this time takes all of the bulk out of it and it'll be nice and flat and precise when we put it together. So press that open. There we go. And then I'm going to choose to have that chopped off. I would do this a little bit more precise with a fabric trimmer maybe, but we're just going to do scissors for now because I want to show you the concept without the precision. And you'll forgive me, but really this does not have to be precise. And so then I'm going to put another colour on there and join those together. Just quickly run that through. Press it open. How am I doing for time?
I think you're doing okay. Got about 5 or so minutes left on this particular demo.
That's okay.
Very, very busy now on the mystery bag. I must let you know if that's in your basket. Lots of you sat with that unchecked in baskets at the moment. So if it's in there and you definitely want it, maybe think about checking that out.
So I'm just joining lots of little pieces here, Joe.
Oh, so you did like a patchwork strip?
Yes. And that's
I thought you were just going to join 2 strips together. I love the fact you can join multiple strips.
You can join multiple, so all of your little pieces.
Tiny bits of waste.
Tiny bits, there's no waste. The tiniest little offcuts you've got, you just put them all together in a roll like this. And because it's a jelly roll, they're all at the correct width. So you don't have to get the right width of fabric, it's already done for you. Incredibly easy, and it means there is 0 waste. So when you've made all of your lovely little projects with this fabric and you've got all of your little pieces, do not throw any of them away. Keep them all, join them like this, and then when we come to put this on the front of our cushion cover, on our next piece that I chopped off, so here, I'll take this piece and I'll line it up there.
Any tips for sewing through that bulk? Is there anything we need to bear in mind going over those seams that we've created, or is it just a couple of strips so it doesn't matter?
Just a couple of strips, it doesn't matter. If you feel uncomfortable about it, you can go more slowly. I just want to, I don't want that fat, So I've got, the thing that's bothering me now, Joe, is I've got a fern on fern, and I don't like that.
Okay.
So I would probably put another little piece in the middle somewhere, but for now I'm just going to leave it. But you'll get the idea. You watch for your pattern placement when you're doing it. I'm just going to sew this in place.
Could you let us know again what batting you're using to sew the strip to, asked Marcia?
Yes, well, you can use any. So if you're not going to use it as a hot pad in the kitchen, if you're not applying any heat to it, if it's purely just for comfort, just for padding, for the look, for the feel, then even like your polyester wadding is fine. But because I do prefer 100% cotton batting, that's my preference. And even when I'm doing a project that doesn't require it, I will use it because I like the drape of it, I like the feel of it, I like how soft it is. But you can use any. The only time I would say you have to use it is if you're going to use it at any kind of heated project because you don't want it melting.
Now here is an idea, Leanne, and I'll tell you what.
Hit me with it.
This is a corker of an idea. Would Leanne and CC ever consider printing some of their most popular paper pad prints onto some fabrics?
Wow,
Isn't
that is
an
an idea and a half,
isn't
mind.
It? You know, something like the chinoiserie. Imagine that as a continuation. Imagine that as a 12 by 12, or just, you know,
chinoiserie, or one of the vintage butterflies, maybe.
One of some of the nature's gardens that we've done.
So let us know in the comments which ones do you think, because I actually think that is an exceptional idea.
Yeah. Would we ever do pinking shears in our fantastic scissors as well? Asked Deborah.
Oh, there's no reason why not.
Yeah.
Of course we can.
I love that Leanne's just like, done.
Yeah, we can do that easily. Okay, so stitching that down here, so that's another piece going on, that's coming out. Press it open.
Yeah, different effect, totally, but I like it.
Yeah, completely different effect. So you can see how having the little pieced blocks looks different to just having the strips, and it just depends on the final look and feel that you want really, Joe. And then I would turn that over and trim all of my edges off again. So I'm going to trim down here, and you can see, because I've been putting them on there, and I had a lovely patterned piece on the back, which you can see there with that raspberry.
Oh,
that is how...
Woodland Friends is a fabric.
Oh yeah, Woodland Friends would be good. Yeah, I will give you that.
Nice. That was Gilmore asking for that.
I'm going to trim that down there, trim that down there, trim these. Now, can you see how your batting moves? It stretches. That's just normal. So what you would do is take a nice ruler and you would square off all your edges to make sure it was nice and square. But look, I've done half, and you would do exactly the same coming down the other way, and you get a really lovely cushion front or a placemat. Because I did it on a piece of pretty fabric on the back, it's just given me this quilted effect. So that's ready now. If I just want to bind this on the edges, that is a placemat. And it's done in, you can do it in an hour. Fantastic. And it's done. Or if it's a cushion front, which this one is going to be, what I would do now, we're going to imagine this bit at the bottom's done. Here's my top piece. Now I would take right sides, just 2 pieces of the matching fabric, right sides to right sides, and I would stitch this in. I've just heat pressed it, but I would line that up there at the same side, there, and then I would do the same with this piece here that I've turned over the edge on, right sides to right sides on the square there. And if we zoom out a little bit, you'll be able to see the whole thing, so I can explain what I've done. Here we go. Out a little bit further if we can, so we can see the whole thing. Thank you guys, I really appreciate that. So to see the whole square that I've got there, I would stitch now around all 4 edges, and then when I turn that out the right way, turn that and that out, that gives me an envelope cushion back. And so that's on the front, my cushion goes inside, and I'm done, and I've done a whole cushion front in an hour with those lovely blocks. And all of your little pieces you keep and join up, and you can do little patchwork ones if you want to.
Could you do 3 panel strips in the middle going one way, and then do another bit of the ends, and then have them, so you have 3 down one way and then another way? You could just get really creative with that and play around with it. You could get really creative with it.
And here's the other thing, Joe, which I love to do. Vary the shape in the middle. So if that was a square in the middle, I'm then going to do the stitched pieces out on all sides. I'm going to end up with like a log cabin. If I've got a diamond in the middle and I stitch out from the diamonds and join them, I've got a diamond and I've got those ever decreasing, that kind of concentric design. So vary the shape that you put in the middle as well, as you get a little bit more confident with it, Joe. And it really does come together, and I think the fabrics are beautiful. Actually, it feels gorgeous, and you get a really lovely project very, very quickly. This is how I like to use jelly rolls the best. And look, this fabric is lovely, and you know it's lovely because I can't stop touching it.
Yeah.
So I'm doing this all of the time because it is just exceptional quality.
Anne would also like to see us sell the fabric that we use for our tote bags as fabric, as pieces of fabric. You know, that sort of
the purple one, the purple canvasy one.
Would love to see that as fabric, says Anne. So it's used some of the totes and also the apron that Platinum members got the other year. Rosalind would like Letters from the Heart. Jenny Briggs would like the Be Beautiful. Gilmore says Secret Garden, Garden of Love, Masquerade Ball for Rosalind, Enchanted Dreams. Mariah would also like the Rose Gold fabric. We've started something here. Maybe a birthday week softer side, show with just all of our previous paper pads as fabrics.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm seriously going to consider that, guys. I think it's a great idea. Can I just say, imagine doing that cushion front and doing the pom-poms and the pom-pom kit that we've just done and popping them on the corner.
Amazing. Great
Wouldn't
idea.
that be lovely?
Really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
Right, it's very, very busy on lots of things, including that mystery bag over on the website and the fabrics themselves. I'm going to give you an opportunity to check your baskets, and then on the other side of this, we're going to have a look at some of those Save a Stitch deals.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Put away your tape measure and fabric scissors. The Threader's fabric cutter offers accuracy and precision with every cut. This handy tool slices through fabric in a guillotine style. Its ergonomic design features a comfortable and protective handle, so it's safe and easy to use whether you're right or left-handed. Its 45mm rotary blade will cut up to 6 layers of fabric at a time, so your sewing, quilting, and upholstery project times are cut down to size. It's equipped with a measuring guide in metric and imperial for a perfectly accurate cut every time. The built-in grid ruler has 30-degree, 45-degree, and 60-degree angle lines, so you can cut fabric on any angle, including the bias. Quick buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Quick buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Draw, decorate, and customize your world with the colorful Spectrum Noir acrylic paint markers. Each premium paint marker gives opaque coverage on ceramic, glass, wood, and let's not forget paper, cardstock, and canvas. These versatile markers are filled with highly pigmented premium water-based paint, offering beautiful, rich, and smooth coverage. The colors can be blended together, and the fast-drying opaque paint is ideal for layering. A 3mm bullet tip offers smooth strokes, and a precision valve mechanism allows rich and consistent flow with no clogging. Quick buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges, and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95, and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members, who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you, and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Very, very busy. Lots of you checking out there under that last piece of video. We are going to look next at the Save a Stitch deals. It's the sort of one part of the week where you find the best deals of the week. First up, we're going to have a look at the applique dies, I believe. Great price for you on these, $12.99, should be $51.96. You're buying one, so the bird on its own should be that price. You're getting them for free. The bows and hearts, the fabulous flowers, and the wreaths and vines. This is an incredible deal.
This is phenomenal, and if I had one thing in the show where I said to you, you have to buy these because you will get so much use out of them, it would be this set. Because it is so versatile, and actually it isn't just about, if you're a multi-crafter, so if you're not just about soft craft, if you do a little bit of mixed media, if you do a bit of paper craft, if you're cutting leather, if you're cutting mount board and painting it up and making home decor, and of course if you're doing your fabric, these dies are for you because they are multimedia dies. They'll cut all of the different materials including metal, but you're getting these fabulous shapes that you can build up. I absolutely adore them. If you're a brand new soft crafter and you love the look of a pieced quilt top but you're still just a little bit scared of it, you get these, because all you've got to do, and I'm going to show you in a second with this beautiful thing underneath me, is get a nice big piece of plain fabric, piece some big squares together, then cut out pretty fabrics in these and stitch them on top, and it looks like you've made the most beautiful intricate quilt top. It's absolutely gorgeous. So you've got that beautiful bird, then you've got all of your foliage pieces, you've got your flowers, and you've got your hearts and bows. And with the flowers, you get 1, 2, 3, 4 different dies there. They're nested. So you get a small and medium, large and medium flower, and then you get the 2 different centres as well. And of course, you've got that beautiful bow and those gorgeous love hearts. Really fabulous and easy to use. You've seen me use the dies in the show already to cut out our builder block. These cut in exactly the same way. So you could be cutting 8 bows in one pass, 8 hearts in one pass, 8 of the florals,
nice.
8 of your leaves, 8 of your birds. So it makes getting all of the pieces that you need to be able to put one of these projects together very quick and easy. If we start with a small project, we can see with this lovely cushion here, we've just used some felt and some lovely cotton fabric, cut out the pieces and then stitched them on. Now, if you're not a confident stitcher, you can get your heat and bond and pop that on the back of the fabric and just iron them in place, and then just do some decorative stitching if you want to. I tend to do that sometimes and then hand stitch around just to give that lovely organic look and feel. Or if you are a little more confident and you want to on your sewing machine, you can stitch around the edges on your sewing machine if you want to do that. But you see, this has created a wreath, and I just want to show you the wreath. So this circular piece is created with that die.
Excellent.
So you would just do several of them and put them round in a circle. So there's a small project. Here we've got a fabulous value felt bundle on the show.
We have indeed.
Which is glorious. I think I've got it here actually for you,
You
Joe.
have
Look,
got it. Let's
here
give you
it
the
is
details for that. If you want to go for the felt bundle, here it comes, 17 sheets for $12.79 or $15.96. Good quality this as well, isn't it, Leanne?
Exceptional quality felt. It is beautifully soft, cuts gorgeously, and there's a big old wadge in there. So to be able to do your cushion fronts and your project fronts, as you can see here, absolutely gorgeous, using again the dies that you've got, and looks lovely laid up. They're a different set of dies. I just wanted to show you how the felt works and the applique look and feel. If I move those to the side for now, this, it's glorious, Joe.
Okay.
I can't think of another word other than glorious for this. Look how beautiful this is. Now this looks like an heirloom, doesn't it? I'm going to hold it up and hide behind it.
Really, very Scandi, isn't it?
Very Scandi, but look, this is what I mean about some big cream blocks of fabric that have then had some pretty colours of applique put on there, and then just stitched in the ditch, or quilted not in the ditch, in fact.
Stitch in the ditch?
Oh, so stitch in the ditch is when you quilt in the seam, So you go into the seam area and you stitch in there rather than on top.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah.
Not heard of that before.
There you go.
Love that.
Beautiful, that. I absolutely adore it. And then you can back it and bind it, and it's, I mean, if I want to take that home, I love that much, I want to take that home. However, I've got one more that I might love a little bit more.
Okie doke.
And this one, please somebody frisk me on the way out tonight, because look at this.
Doesn't sound very COVID safe, but we'll give it a go.
I mean, honestly, this is just exceptional. Look at the size of it.
Massive quilt.
It's gorgeous. Look how beautiful this is. Look at the design in the centre. I'll do my best to show you.
Hold it there. Hang on. We'll just get a shot. Hold it there. Hang on. Charlotte's just try. Hang on a sec. Hang on. Yeah, we got it.
Got it?
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Phew. Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? You've got that lovely square design, and I'm sure you weren't doing anything, you were just making me hide.
We were, that's what we were doing, yeah.
You were being cruel, weren't you, getting your own back? All of those gorgeous designs, but that is just strips of a reasonable linen and then appliqued in those lovely vintage colours there, backed in a lovely, look at that on the back. Contrast colour.
That's beautiful.
This would be a real heirloom. So if you know a couple who are getting married or getting their first house, making them something like this and gifting it, they'll have it for the rest of their lives. Or for a new baby arriving in the family. Even just, I've done these just as gifts for family members for Christmas, and just that is their gift. And they've got them on the sofa and they use them all the time. So beautiful to be able to make something that looks like an heirloom, but you haven't had to intricately piece because you're not quite there yet on your journey. They're brilliant for that.
Excellent. Really, really gorgeous. Don't miss out on those. Remember what you're getting. You are paying, of course, for the beautiful bird. You will then receive the bow and hearts, the fabulous flowers, or the wreath and verse. Don't forget, the other thing that would be great to go with those is that bumper felt bundle as well we've got for you. 17 pieces in there, a great saving of 20% on that one. Next up, we're going to go to the numbers and punctuation applique, which is this next one. Brilliant for little projects. This home decor giftables, this one I'm thinking, Leanne. Limited stock list, by the way, less than 10% of our starting stock remaining. Be quick, they're in your basket, check them out.
Yeah, definitely don't hang around then. I love customisation, and customisation and personalisation is so important, isn't it? And it's everywhere, and that's why Etsy is so popular at the moment. So we're doing some really lovely personalisation, and this number set will let you do that. But what I love is using our felt blocks here with just some squares, making these lovely soft squishy toys and then putting the numbers on. This would be a great game for a little one, wouldn't it? A plique and those numbers on there. You can make a whole set of them. They can be thrown around the house safely. They're not going to have your ornaments off the shelf. They're really soft. There's no edges on them. It's a lovely toy, but of course, if you're making little cosmetic bags and things like that for somebody for a milestone birthday, then you can use the numbers for that. I think they're just a very usable set to have in your stash.
Amazing. Talking about those appliques that we had a minute ago, Pat asked that I have the applique dies. Taught my 5-year-old granddaughter to sew using the bird and dye felt. The bird dye and the felt. She was so very proud of herself. If you want to go for the multi-craft dies in the applique, limited stock. If they're in your basket, check them out. Great saving. The next item we're going to look at as well are the Nutcracker. This is also now limited stock as well. So if you want this next item, let's change those details for you. Here it comes. There we are. 16.89, 19.46, 35% saving you over a third. Limited stock again. If these are in your basket, you will need to be quick for these ones too. Great to get something now whilst you've got a great saving on. And actually, do you know what? I know there is, maybe we think of Christmas connotations with a Nutcracker. These could be used all around. Just customise them a little, I'm thinking, Leanne.
They are very customisable and very usable across many different things, and there's certain things you can do to these that make them not Nutcracker at all. This is hands down my favourite set of dies that threaders have ever created, and I make no bones about it because they are absolutely gorgeous, and when you see what they look like when they're done, it's fantastic. Now I've got them here appliqued onto a cushion. You can see how beautiful they are, and like you said, Joe, for all it says Nutcracker, this is just a little queen. Take the tash off here, you've got a little soldier. You've got just a regular lovely little girl on there. That could be anything you like. You put the wings on from the Sugar Plum Fairy onto her and you've got a fairy. This little mouse is just a gorgeous guy. It doesn't have to be the Mouse King. And the Sugar Plum Fairy can be Sugar Plum Fairy all year, not just for Christmas.
We all need fairies.
They're just lovely. Now, can I say, these are great to make your decorations for Christmas as well.
Yes.
Because if you make double that, and then you just do a lovely little fine blanket stitch around the edge and stuff it, you make a stuffed character that can be hung on a tree. So it doesn't just have to be about applique. I've actually made a Sugar Plum Fairy hanging one for my sister, and she just has it hanging in the window in the kitchen.
Brilliant.
Because she loves it. So they're useful for many different things. Applique, of course, what they were designed for, but lots of different things you can do with them.
Absolutely excellent. Make sure you are grabbing those ones. Right. Oh, have you got the glitter fabric over there?
I do.
Oh, this is just heavenly, this stuff. I'm going to give you, I'll just run you through the colours so you can go for, they're individuals for you. It's a buy one, get one half price. You go for gold, silver, black, white, navy, bronze, champagne or pink. Make sure you're buying them in multiples of 2 in even numbers, because then you'll buy one and get one half price, which is great. I just love this. It really is right up my strata, this one, Leanne.
And mine too, Joe. You can never have too much glitter in your life, and these colours are gorgeous. And I am going to take a piece out of a box, even though I'll probably get wrong for it, and show you, because you've got to see what it's like when it comes out the box. It looks great in the box, but it's so much nicer out of the box. Have I got time to do that?
Yeah.
We've got the silver there. This white iridescent one is absolutely glorious. They're beautiful. So they're all of your colours. Did you say they were buy one get one free?
Buy one get one half price on these.
Half price. So you're getting $6.99, and then you're getting another £4 for another one. So 2 for a tenner-ish.
So yeah, you get 2 for $10.50 essentially, or $15, which is brilliant. Great
Well,
value.
that's worth-
Anything? I'll change those details. It says buy one get one free there on the screen. It's buy one get one half price. We'll change that for you. Anything we need to particularly bear in mind when we sew with this fabric, Leanne?
Just sew on the reverse. However, I'm going to take. Which colour would you like me to take out the box, Joe?
Sorry?
Which colour would you like out of the box?
Silver, I think.
Silver. Surprising me with your choices.
Silver glitter, cardstock and fabric. I think it's
You
just
love it.
classy. Yeah.
Surprising me with your choices. So I'm going to take this out,
Was it the
and
wrong
it's
choice? Is that
all
what you're saying?
rolled. Look at this. And this is a piece of glitter fabric that you can sew with.
Love it.
It is absolutely gorgeous. And then you've got this lovely soft backing on here. And so if you were going to use a piece of fabric with that, I'm going to just grab a piece from my sew boho. Here it is. What I would do, if I'm making a bag and I'm lining, I would have my fabric against it, and then I'd be sewing on the fabric side. And then when you turn it round, you're going to have that lovely join on there. However, I have made full clutch bags out of this fabric. And so just make sure that you're always sewing on the reverse. You don't need to top stitch with it. And when you're ironing, when you're pressing your seams, be careful to protect. So you're going to always, before you iron, protect.
You can
don't
get
iron on top of the glitter.
a pressing sheet as well, don't we, on the website?
We do a pressing sheet, yes. You could use that. I just use a scrap of paper, but scrap of fabric, I beg your pardon. Yeah. But you do whatever's best for you. It's absolutely gorgeous, Joe, it really is. And you can, when you protect it, iron it on the reverse if you get any creases in there. It's just absolutely glorious. And look, a nice big piece.
Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Remember your colour options then here, your choices. You just need to choose which one you're going to go. Gold, silver, black, white, navy, bronze, champagne or pink. That's the hardest decision, is choosing which one of these you are going to go for. Up next, we are going to have a look in a second at some embroidery kits. Then after that, we'll pick that creation of the show as well. Don't forget there is another show coming up later. It's actually launch day, sorry, with George and Craig and those brand new ornament dies. 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. East Coast, 11 a.m. West Coast. So do not go anywhere is what I would say. These embroidery kits, again, great little gifts, these ones, I'm thinking. And you get 2 for that price. You're paying for 1, we're sending you 2. Brilliant value again.
Brilliant value, and I love these. These are a great travel project. These are great as a passenger in a car, on a train, or just sitting at home, sitting in the conservatory, sitting in the garden in the summer, doing it in front of the TV. It's just, if you're like me and your hands need to be busy all the time, I'm not a very good just sitting doing nothing person. This is great for me to be able to do something which I don't have to really concentrate on, but then comes together really nicely over a period of time. And then you've got a lovely little hanging or a gift. And if you don't want to use it as a hanging, keep your piece of fabric that you've stitched onto nice and square, and then put it on the front of a project. Put it as a little makeup bag or as a cosmetic bag if you want to. Make it into something. It doesn't always have to be kept in the hoop if you don't want to. So really lovely little projects, I think, and fantastic value for money.
Really excellent. Make sure you are grabbing hold of those. Should we do that creation of the show, Leanne? I think maybe get that vote going.
Oh, I don't think I've actually finished anything, Joe.
The little purse thing. It's going to have to be the purse, isn't it?
I know, but then that means you can't have it.
Oh,
I don't think I deserve to be in the thing this week. I don't, because I haven't finished anything.
Don't talk yourself down. We're not having that kind of attitude here, please. We don't accept this kind of attitude. If it doesn't win the card of the day tonight, I'll pick it up out of the box tomorrow.
Yeah, but it's not a card.
Doesn't
so
matter.
It's like it's in the trade description.
It's creation of the day, creation of the week.
Okay.
Don't argue with me, Leanne. Come on, let's just pop it in.
Okay. Okay, we'll pop it in.
All right, excellent. We'll pop it in, which is amazing. I'm going to go back to and have another look at this mystery bag that we've got. Did you give me my scissors back? You did, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Excellent. Right, let me take you through these 2 firstly, and then these dies. The circle one that you've got, brilliant nesting die in here. It's a multimedia die, but you could also not just think about cutting pieces of fabric. There's so many different things you can cut: craft metal, mount board, balsa wood. Balsa wood, is that what it's called? Is that what I'm thinking of, Leanne?
Balsa wood.
You could cut balsa wood with these multimedia dies. That was what I'm thinking of. Second guessing myself there, wasn't I? You've also got the apple core. Now these 2 alone, £50 is what they are worth. You're only paying £30 for the bag itself. So £24 in fact if you are a platinum member. So you've got those in there. Then you're also going to get some stencils in here. Great if you're a fabric crafter, you want to do things like glitter paste through here. Any of your multimedia products will work through here as well, which is excellent. Spirits and ink through there too. So loads of options there when it comes to using those. Of course, you can use these stencils on fabric or paper. It's completely up to you. Some of that beautiful sequin fabric in here. This is the one as well. That's the reversible one. So let me just try and just turn some of that over for you, just so you can see. Here we go. So you can see black on one side, but then actually gold on the other as well. I love gold in there. You've got your deep dish pin cushion. Deep dish pin, magnetic pin dish and pins.
And can I just show you that it does work?
It does, indeed. Magic.
Ta-da!
Magic.
It's really good.
Love
Stops
that.
them getting all over and stops them getting on the floor and getting in your toes when you're walking around barefoot.
Don't need that at all. You're going to get the embroidery scissors in here. We're just going to give you some heat erasable pens, and you're going to get those quilting clips within there too. An excellent selection of items in there, and a whacking great saving. £76.92 or 106.60 you've got off of those, which is brilliant. Now, of the bag, 40% gone. Lots of this in baskets at the moment. If you are watching this show back at a later date, please check the website for the current stock situation. I know lots of you, especially on a Friday, you get home from work and then watch this show back. Please check it over on the website. Right, fabrics then we need to go. Let's go back to the So Boho fabric of the week. Let's start with the individual pieces. So these, as I said earlier, 1/2 metre pieces. Great thing about going for the 1/2 meters opposed to the bundled 1/2 meters where you get one of each piece is you could decide, you know what, maybe it's the original So Boho, the 2 florals that you like, you could go for 3 1/2 meters of one and then 3 1/2 meters of another, and we'll cut them on larger pieces for you, which is excellent, as larger pieces, of course, I should say. So they're the size you're getting. You've got the So Boho, which is this one here, all the same price, $4.79 or $5.99, under £4 as a platinum member, which is an absolute steal for fabric of this quality. So there's your So Boho. Then you've got the Aqua Boho. This one here is your Fab Florals. Then you've got the Ferns, the Aqua Ferns, the Cerise, and you've also got the Marigold there as well. So they're the different options for you. Now, if you want to go for the bundle of the 1/2 meters, you get one of everything I've just shared with you there. It is this item just here that you need to go to. Comes beautifully packaged and presented. It's brilliant for a gift to someone actually in that lovely little bundle there. As you can see, $28.79 or $28.76. We also have that if you prefer to craft or sew with fat quarters. And we've got the fat quarter bundle available for you too, $12.79 or $12.76 if you want to go for that one. You saw a gorgeous strip roll project in this particular show, and if you want to be able to recreate that yourself at home, then this is your fabric strip roll. And the pieces again on here, 2.5 inches by 43 inches is the size of those. Right, we're going to move on. We're going to share with you the plains. Now these would go a great way of extending your beautiful patterned fabric. So you're going to get the pink, the ocean wave, and you've also got the black in there as well. So make sure you are taking advantage of those. Don't forget also about that builder block of the week, the Eastham, which we loved in this show. 5 dies in there. She's not listening, don't worry. 5 dies in there for, oh okay, she's always listening. She's omnipresent, Leanne. She's always here in spirit. She's like the all-seeing eye of Crafters TV. $24.49. It's our builder block of the week. Under £20 or $22.37 in dollars if you wanted to go for that one just there. The other one we have for you is our sewing deal of the week. This is awesome. You get the fabric cutter with the carry-all bag, which that will go into, and the A2 cutting mat will all fit into there for you. You're obviously not getting the bits and bobs that you see around the side of the carry-all bag, just an indication of what you can get in there. A brilliant deal, an absolute essential if you are starting off your sewing journey. Are we voting? No, we are not voting for this show. We're going to put that little sort of, what are we calling it, Leanne?
We're calling it an earbud pouch.
An earbud pouch, that's what we're doing. That is going to go into...
Or a doodad pouch.
A doodad?
Doodad.
What's a doodad?
Well, a doodad's anything that hasn't got a name. So it could be for your lipsticks, could be for your loose change, could be for your earphones. You know, it could be anything you want to put in it.
Excellent. Okay, we'll call it that. Right, would you like to get back in the set so I can say goodbye to you?
Sorry, I'm just having a nice little...
Thank you, that'd be lovely. Did you enjoy yourself?
I've had the best time. Really, really enjoyed it, thank you. A lovely
5 hours together today.
5 hours.
I know.
I need a medal.
You do.
A really lovely start to the weekend, I would say, and I'm looking forward to tuning in and watching the shows from home, Joe. Missing you, as always. And looking forward to when I can see you again. Excellent.
Well, it's such a pleasure, as always, to have you here in the studio with us. Right, don't go anywhere for the rest of the day, because, of course, George and Craig will be back with you for that amazing launch day show. Been very, very busy from the preview alone a little earlier in the day. I'll be back here tomorrow at midday in the UK, 7 a.m. East Coast for Play Crafts Right with Jan. We've also got a craft along with the Swan Lake box. Amazing. I'm going to get involved and have a go at that as well. And then a beautiful show to finish off my days with you. Brand new Dreamies launch as part of our Craft House show. Carol will be here. She better have a bell this time, because this will be the 3rd time in a row she hasn't got the bell if she forgets it this time. I'm going to message her tonight when I get home. And of course, Jan will be joining me for that as well. In the US warehouse sale, or US warehouse clearance if you're a US customer, on Sunday night, it's gone live now. It's all live over on the website. So after this show, get yourself over there, get rummaging, get hunting, grab yourself a bargain. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Don't go anywhere though. George and Craig on the way in 2 hours' time. Take care.